I'm Marika Ling, currently working on my debut album.
You told me you married a woman, that you moved in with the children, that you told her that you loved her. You told a dirty little lie when you told her. You told a dirty little lie when you told her. But then that's just you alone. You're a liar and a cheat and a scrounger. And thank God I never married you.
I'd been hooked up with Steve and Adam, and soon became apparent that our musical tastes were pretty similar, and we just complemented each other really well.
And I wish I never given you so much to take. So move on. Move
The first track that we looked at was Hollow Blues, and that initially was something that Steve and Adam had been working on, and then I got my claws into it and kind of added like some lyrics and some tune in it, and it just turned into a different style track, you know, really big.
I first met Marika when I was working with Richard Frost on a project for At Jazz Records, and I first met her on a video shoot for a song that I think she'd sung on, or written, yeah, she'd sung and written the lyrics for a song that was out on the Cafe Del Mar a few years ago with a New Funky Generation. So they were redoing a take on that.
We got the feeling of mystery. We got the touch of humanity. I know we can live forever.
Then later we were offered a deal through Sounds of Everything, and we did a song called Tears, which is a little bit different to the style of music that we're working on at the moment. Bit of a sort of dancey, chilled dance sort of vibe track.
I'll drown you with tears to cleanse your spirit remaining. All the hurt and the pain and the emotional strain, no wasted.
That was the first time I started to work with Marika on any musical projects. When we had the opportunity of working on an album, the first songs that we started on, Adam and I had got the music together to see if how we worked with Marika. It was a new partnership, and we have to try things out.
Emotionless fool that you are. What the hell was I fighting for? You left a trail of devastation and all those awkward situations, and the wound won't heal no more.
recording process was interesting, and we get excited all the time. It could be a new toy, a new effects pedal, it could be an instrument. We had all sorts.
Inspiration for that was kind of prison blues, so going back kind of black history and slavery. So we wanted to reconstruct the sound of the pick, so the chain gangs using the pick. So we've got that is the kind of main overriding kind of beat to it.
Why did I say I should have given up and made it get away? I put myself through every type of torture and I done know. Why did I say I should have given up and made it get away? I put myself through every type of torture and I done know.
We kind of go from like doing some really big tracks to kind of some more chilled out, more soulful, more kind of lounge.
To be alone and to be lonely, two different things. To say you love me and to be in love with me.
Which is nice because it's a nice break in the album when you've got these big booming tracks. The one played on the radio recently. What one was that? So yeah, so go from kind of big tracks to more chilled out tracks. I mean, the one that we had played on radio, that's kind of a lot more soulful and it's still got a groove to it, but it's a lot more soulful. But again, the lyrics are kind of a personal to me.
I took a bitter pill, it was hard for me to swallow. I knew you'd choose cruel. I guess I was hoping you knew I wasn't coping, but you still choose cruel.
But at the same time, because of the nature of what I'm talking about, I'm guessing that a lot of people could relate to that.
I took a bitter pill, it was hard for me to swallow. I knew you'd choose cruel. Don't be a fool and allow your over and go down. Don't live with passion and striving. Don't let the fool.
Most songs that are on the album are normally put together in one recording session, so we shall come into the studio and within about 3 hours we've got an idea down. This is from scratch. We got an idea down and it's recorded by the end of the session, so we walk away with something. We may have to work on it later on, but at the end of every session we come away with 1 or 2 songs.
dynamics in the sound that is kind of quite anal in a way, but you know, at the same time, it really enhanced, it really gave it that flavour. From cigar box guitars, dobros.
What we later did in the process was we all wrote together at the same time. Instead of getting the music together and then giving it a piece of music and saying, you know, try and write some lyrics to this, we start from scratch. So we're all together and we start from scratch. And I think that's a better process really, because it's a bit more spontaneous and a bit more organic. There's more energy in it. Things you find in the studio.
The hillbilly, get it plugged in and then mic it as well.
Because we've got such a varied taste in music between the three of us, the musical styles are very different, so there's a bit of everything that we love in there. So there's kind of funk elements and soul, some of it's really soulful, but some of it's kind of big kind of grooves in there.
Yeah, it sounds good. What's good for it?
The album itself is quite, lyrically, is quite personal to me. The tracks are about pretty destructive relationships, abusive relationships, oppressive kind of relationships. So some of the lyrics are pretty deep, but it's a story that I'm telling. And I think in some ways, there'll probably be a lot of people that could relate to that type of relationship, both male and female. It's kind of one of them, you take from it what you want.
But I know you'll pay for it one day, because you can't treat a woman like that and be a good man, and be a good man.
Yeah, a lot of experimentation. And we have to do that. You can't just, that's it, plug in, press record and off you go. It just makes it so much more earthy doing it that way. So yeah, definitely, a lot of fun.
I think we've got a lot of good material and I'm really looking forward to playing live now. That's going to be great and promoting the album.
Never knew my love was real.
The next stage on, the next bit that we're all looking forward to, that I'm really looking forward to, is getting out there and touring it. So watch this space.